The problem with monoclonal antibodies and this whole topic, is immunity, right? The whole problem with this topic is the words, language. And even adults really get freaked out by this. And the reason people have a real problem with immunity is that there are two words within this that sound very similar, that are very alien. We never use these words in normal language. And the two words I'm going to talk about are antigen, that's one word, and the other word I'm going to talk about is antibody. Okay, so who's dinged on? Who's turning up now? It's Dominic. Okay, and there's a problem here. The problem is these two words sound similar, but they mean completely different things. And this is the start of the issue with immunity. And I have year 11 said it's too complex. Yeah, I know how it feels. So, and I'm going to start off with how I explain this to older year groups, and it's one of my favourite topics. When I was younger, and even now, over half term or over the Easter term, I was in Spain. I was up in the Sierra Nevada mountains, and there are things that are exceptionally dangerous up there, like snakes. I've seen king cobras in the wild. I'm sure it was a king cobra, either that or I freaked out and just ran for no reason. Big worm. But they have something, venom. Right, they're poisonous. Not all snakes are poisonous. Some are constrictors, but some poisonous snakes are they contain venom. And I start off with an explanation of what venom is. It is, interestingly, a protein. Right. Now, you have tons of proteins inside of you, right? And proteins make up something very important. They are enzymes. Right, so we've got enzymes. Enzymes are little, as my daughter says, little machines that work inside us. Okay. Now, how they work, so different enzymes have different, it's got nothing to do with venom yet. Different enzymes have different jobs. Okay. Some is to digest protein, some is to build your muscles, to build your bones as you young ones are growing up. And they do this, and all proteins work because they have what we call a unique shape. Everything they do is based around their shape. And this is really important. Every protein has its unique shape, and it tells us or gives the properties of that protein. Now, the problem with venom is a protein. It is poisonous, and some of them will kill you. And it is all to do with its unique shape. All right? I'm going to use that word a lot. Everything to do with proteins is about shape. Okay? And venom, snake poison, has its own shape. And it's a lovely word, and I think words are really important. So, but I didn't like reading books when I was your age. Maybe because I had to do things like, what's it called? Romeo and Juliet. I really didn't like it, didn't enjoy it, not my thing. And as I got older, I started reading other types of books. But the one of the words that I love is alpha bungarotoxin. This is the snake venom from the black mamba. Right? It's not a very big snake, right? And it bites you, you're in trouble. And this is the toxin, alpha bungarotoxin. It was one of the first toxins I actually worked with at university. Now, alpha bungarotoxin is a protein, but its unique shape makes it deadly to humans. And again, this is something I want to be clear about. It is its unique shape. Right? Every single thing in the world that your body reacts to has its unique shape. Every bacteria has protein in it on the surface that's a unique shape. And alpha bungarotoxins are one of them. Now, alpha bungarotoxin obviously does not belong inside you. And there's a word for proteins, right? And anything else that either belongs inside you or not. But the word for it is antigens. Right? So every protein inside you is an antigen. However, alpha I've got hiccups now. Alpha bungarotoxin is a foreign foreign antigen. It does not belong inside you. Okay, I better spell that right. Put an F on the front. Foreign antigen. It doesn't belong inside you. Now, this is really important. This is the first place that students get stuck on. What is an antigen? It is something that has shape, that either is yours and belongs inside you. Every one of your cells has an antigen on it. Blood groups A and B, they're antigens. They are proteins that have shape on your cells. So either you have your own antigens, and there's another way of talking about these. Antigens that belong to you, that are inside you, are called self. They recognize self or non-self antigens. We can talk about them like that as well. But we're not going to. We're going to talk about antigens are either the ones inside your body or the foreign antigens. These have entered you, in this case by snake bite. Right? And if I kind of tell you what I think about it, here's a blood vessel, here's my red blood's floating around, and that doesn't look like a red blood cell, dear Lord. There's a red blood cell sideways. It's not bad. And alpha bungarotoxin would be a lot smaller than that, and it would look something like, it's just a funny shape. This doesn't belong inside you, right? And your body will go, well, hold up, dude, were you doing it? And it will produce something. And I'm going to change the shape of this. I'm going to make it a triangle. You'll see why in a moment. So this is alpha bungarotoxin. Unfortunately, I was out getting some mischief and I got bit by a snake. Now, the way your body, if it had time, would react to this, it will produce an antibody. Here's my alpha bungarotoxin. And an antibody has a very specific shape. It's a special type of protein that your body makes. And it would, let's do a different colour. Now, I'm going to do it black. It's Y-shaped is an antibody, so it looks like a Y shape. Like this. And on the ends here, it can be any shape it needs to be. We'll go into detail how that happens. So what happens is, let's say that end is shaped like this. So here's my antibody, and it's shaped like this. It will flow around your blood, and it will bind, it will stick to alpha bungarotoxin. Now, alpha bungarotoxin can't kill you now, because the antibody has bound to it. All right, and put that word here. Antibody is a sticky weapon that your body produces. Okay, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. You're going to do some text extraction. The thing I will say is, either your body produces it, but this takes about 4 days for you to produce enough. You ain't got time. You get bit by the black mamba, you're lucky to have a few hours. So what you do is you can actually get hold of these antibodies. The common name for these is antivenom. Now, if one day you grow up and you go to university and you're a bit wild like me and decide to do adventurous things, and one thing I'll always say to you is, if you are somewhere and there are poisonous animals or someone bites you, rarely do they have venom enough to kill you. Venomous enough to kill you straight away. But they have venom enough to damage you. What you do is you take a picture of whatever's bitten you, you walk into a hospital and go, it's bit me. It bit me. And they'll go, oh, look, this is the antivenom in the fridge. They'll take it out, inject you, and fill you with antibodies. And your antibodies will bind to all the venom, and you're, well, not dead. You're not perfect. You'll feel a bit sick because you've got venom inside you, but you're not dead. So this is an antivenom. And you make it by a method called monoclonal antibodies. Right? And you probably see in movies where people catch snakes and get the venom out. This is why. And this is how you create one. Okay? You use them for lots of different things, pregnancy tests and things like that. All right, so you have got today a reading task to do. I think text extraction is really important. As I said, I think reading is really important. didn't do much of it in year 10, but then I grew up when I got to university. Well, even before I got to university, started reading things I enjoyed. So this is your task. All right. This is how you make anti-venom or any other monoclonal antibodies. Okay. I'm not reading any of this. Okay. Because that's your task. All right, darlings. I'm going to put up on here Mr. Iqbal's work. Mr. Iqbal's work. And I'm going to stop the recording. Oh, 10 minutes, just right. Ooh.